I'm so excited to be here with the lovely Bellamy Young from the mega hit show Scandal. Thank you so much for being here, Bellamy. So good to see you.
It is so very much my pleasure, Miriam. Always good to see you. Thanks so much.
Yes, always good to see you. So congratulations on Scandal. It just won a Peabody Award. That's such an incredible honor.
We did. It's amazing. I think even Shonda was surprised. We were all so thrilled. Peabody is like you say, such an incredible honor. Excellence in your own form.
That's amazing. So you initially were only supposed to be on for 3 episodes? Is that what I heard? And now the fans loved you so much, of course. I love Mellie. She's the best. And you become such a huge fixture in the show. What has it been like for you to be on this show and play the most powerful woman in the country?
Well, it's an incredible blessing. I mean, there's not writing like this going on anywhere. So to get to say these words, to have these thoughts in your head and have these words come out of your mouth, I mean, it almost does the work for you. I get tweeted all the time. People are like, I'm going to do this monologue for this audition, or I'm going to do it in class today. And I always tweet back, like, just say the words. Just lean into the words and say the words, because the work is all there. So I love every second. And all the people are incredible. I mean, it's a gift on every level. I love it so much, Miriam.
No, well, speaking of the writing, it is amazing on Scandal, and this season especially for Mellie has been pretty big. You know, we've learned a lot about her past, she's had a lot of things happen. I want to ask you, what was your reaction when you read that she had been raped by Fitz's father?
Well, I didn't have sort of the luxury of a pensive reaction, because I found out at the table read. We read these scripts cold, and you meet it in the moment, just like you do life. And it's sort of incredibly instructive that way, because you, as an actor or as a person who's prone to overthinking, sometimes you get a script and you make all these decisions before you get to do the work with someone. But the table reads are so immediate and so present that it builds a history. And when I found that out, I mean, there's nothing to do. It's like Mellie, like there's nothing to do but survive the moment, and it helped a lot, because otherwise I think I would have put all these other experiences onto it. But that's really what it is. When something like that happens to you, that is what is going on. You are just trying to get through it and trying to handle, live, and so that's how it was. I found out in front of everyone, cold on the script, and in the moment with the sweet Barry Bostwick, who was kind of across the table from me, and we both were like, because then you know that's going to happen in the next 8 days.
I know a lot of us watching it were like, oh my God, you can't. Were you surprised Shonda went in that direction with Mellie?
You know, they never cease to surprise me. I worry every week like that it's the best script that I'll ever see in my life, and then I sit down in the next table read and it's like better than the last one. They keep topping themselves, but I don't at all have the gift of writing, so I don't know how they do it. And yes, that surprised me, but it all surprised me. I induced labor, there's just the stuff that has gone on has been bananas, and so now I just sort of go in ready to be surprised.
Definitely. Well, recently we saw Fitz kind of turn the blame on Mellie for destroying their marriage and say she only wanted power. That must have hurt Mellie. I'm wondering, why didn't she just tell him in that moment? Because I was watching that and I was like, just tell him already.
I heard that a lot. I was like screaming at the TV, just tell him. I think she's been trying to tell him for years. I think she's been trying to tell him for a decade. It's just, sometimes you cannot make your mouth form the words, and the moment's never there till the moment is there, and it just wasn't the time. I mean, you know, Liv walked in on us. Maybe if she hadn't walked in 2 more seconds, and I would have been like, blah.
I know, right there in that moment. Last season when we talked, you told me that you believe that Mellie really loves Fitz, that it's not just about staying in the White House for her. Do you think now in the moment that's still true, or do you think she's in a different place? She did have a little affair of her own, you know, or do you think she still really loves him and wants him back?
I do very much. I mean, I don't know what Shonda and the writers think, but I absolutely do, because for me the writing that I get still, all of the anger, all of the devious action, all of it comes from love, you know? I mean, it all still comes from love for me. And we have a long history together, and we're fantastic partners, and we parent well together because we both have both have different deficiencies, so we co-parent well. It's just an ugly moment, and he's, you know, found this other sublimating love with Liv, and so the world is upside down. The Andrew was that whole thing was a surprise to me, of course, because I mean, I really have sort of leaned into the thought that, you know, I do it all for Fitz. But it was fun this spring to sort of see if Mellie could allow herself to be loved. I mean, she's been given so few crumbs of even concern, much less kindness, in the last, 4 years. Not on the show, but I mean in the White House. And so it was fun to help, to experience her finding her way with someone who just was there to adore her. I mean, he really was just there to adore her, which was shocking on its own. So yeah, no, I believe she loves him.
Still loves him. She's a resilient woman, for sure. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, okay, 2 final questions that I want to ask you. Okay, the season finale is coming up this week. What can you tell us in 1 sentence about it?
You will need till July to recover.
That's big. I'm excited for that. Okay. And lastly, because you do play the First Lady, if you could sit down with any First Lady for an hour, past or present, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh, man. Hello. That is my neighbor. How could I pick just one? I mean, right now, I am going to the Correspondents' Dinner on the 3rd, so I'm hoping very much to meet Michelle, so I'll put that into the universe. I hope, my heavens, I hope I get to meet Michelle Obama. That would be incredible.
I think, I'm sure that'll happen. Well, thank you so much. It's always so nice to talk to you.